I'm going to start posting some of the really amazing group Zoom calls that I have with my affiliates. The recording that you'll see in this video had a ton of really good questions that were asked, and this will just really help any new to intermediate GoHighLevel users out there who are starting their agency. You can join these calls with me twice a week if you sign up with my 30-day free trial of GoHighLevel down below, or if you upgrade with my link here on one of the cheaper plans and want to upgrade, and I'm happy to help you out with literally whatever you need. So here's the recording. Cool, let's get started. I think this should be everybody, so if anybody else jumps on, I'll let them in, but for anybody who hasn't jumped on a call like this before, basically I'll just go through and answer any of y'all's questions, kind of just one by one. And Braden, I don't think we've had a call before, right?
No, not yet.
Right on. Jacob, have you been on a call before? Oh, I can't hear you, Jacob, for some reason. But I think you said no, this is my first one. That's what it looked like you said.
That is what I said. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you.
Yeah.
Oliver, I remember you from yesterday. Sweet. And then Alex, I don't recognize your face. Is this our first call?
Oh, he's muted.
You're on mute, Alex.
Sorry about that. I'm a friend of Hayden Richards. We've been on a call before, but
oh yeah. Now I remember.
Yep.
Okay, well, let's jump into it. I'm just gonna start at the top here, Braden. Did you have some specific questions? Anything you needed help with setting up and GoHighLevel? Just like whatever, anything.
Yeah, so Alex and I we're working together. So we'll both kind of have some questions. I have one immediately, but we might be able to wait till later. Alex, did you have anything else that was pressing before I ask kind of just a logistical question?
You're good.
Cool. I'm just wondering, so I'm working with a company right now, and they're using Podium. But I kind of showed them some of the tools, and they were very open to like switching over to some of our different systems and stuff. Their biggest fear though is that they've been using the same SMS number, and the way that they've been texting has been the same since the business is opened. I was wondering, is there any way to use an existing number to port into HighLevel to make it so you don't have to change their number?
It can be done, but they might not want it to. So is it like an office line, or is it a cell phone that they've been using? Do you know?
No, I think it's a number that was set up through Comcast, and the Podium did set it up. So we could technically, as the business, claim the number because it is ours, but Podium is the one that set it up in the beginning.
Numbers can be ported over from other phone providers into Twilio, which is the phone provider that GoHighLevel uses. But it is a bit of a process. You have to like fill some sort of form out on both sides, on like the Twilio side and whatever phone provider they were previously using, and have the number ported over completely. A different way or a different route you could go to avoid that. And that can, once you fill those forms out and get the process started, it can take a little bit of time as well, weeks even to get the number ported over. I've worked with a few guys who have done it. I've never done it myself. What I'd rather say to my client is, hey, this number is just going to be used for your automated texts. That's a big selling point for GoHighLevel, is the automated text follow-up when somebody fills out a form or submits a message on a chat widget, or anytime you capture a lead through any sort of paid ads, you want to have those automated text message follow-ups, because text message is like 100% read rate. Everybody opens their texts. And so I'll say, hey, this number, we do have to get you a new one with our phone system, but it's mainly just going to be for our automated text that send out. We can get you one in your local area code. So it's local to the people that are filling out the forms on your website or submitting those forms on your ads. But if anybody ever calls that number, we can forward the calls back to your original landline that you guys have been using for years or whatever in your business. And so all the calls will come back to the same place. We just have to use this new phone number for the automated text messages. Would that be cool? And then just kind of pitch it like that. And if you explain it that way, most people are cool. Like, yeah, our current phone number doesn't really send text messages anyway, because most businesses are going to be using some sort of landline phone at their office, or a lot of them just use their cell phones. So if you can kind of explain it that way, that, yeah, we can still hook them up and all the calls will go back to the same place, to your phone that you've always used, it's not a huge pain point at that point from what I've seen.
Cool. That's great. Thank you.
Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon. If you have more questions, we'll just hit up all your questions first, and that, or sorry, not Brandon, Braden. If you had some others.
Yeah, I think just the other one that Alex and I had is just like, how do you go? Because we've been doing a lot of cold calling for construction guys, and like it feels like with all of them, they're either like, I don't need anything because I have so many referrals that I don't want a website, or even like they're just older and they're like, I'm about to retire. I guess we're just trying to figure out like, how do you decide your niches where people really will value the software? Because we're kind of running into some roadblocks, at least in the construction industry. Maybe we just need to bang our heads a little bit harder, but we're wondering if you had any insights on that.
I wouldn't say construction is a bad niche. I think it can be really good. I know a lot of agencies that are targeting construction or roofers, HVAC, just different types of home service businesses, and they do really well. So it's not a bad niche. I think are are definitely some good selling points for them. A big one, it depends on how hands-on you guys want to be, but Google Ads could be a big one for home service businesses. Those are the best types of ads to run to start helping them generate more leads. And then everything that GoHighLevel does will just amplify that, because when you run Google Ads, you need a landing page to send those people to when they click on your link. So you can build that landing page for them and GoHighLevel and charge a setup fee for that. Charge a monthly subscription. Google Ads are actually the most hands-off type of ads that you can run, in my opinion. You set up the keyword searches when you set up the ad campaign, and then it can run for a long time without fatiguing. Facebook ads are a little bit different. Instagram ads will fatigue after a while because you actually have a video or a photo creative that can be seen so many times by its viewers that it can start to fatigue and it won't convert as well over time. And so Google ads are a little bit different. You're just targeting keywords that people are typing in on Google. And so those keywords usually aren't trending as much. They're usually pretty fixed and have been the same for years. And so you start running Google ads, you don't have to touch them much and mess with them much. Maybe when you're testing and first like seeing which types of keywords work and which ones don't at the beginning. But once you figure out those keywords that are working really well, you can stick with them and run those ads for a long time. So that'd be a good service to offer. I don't know if that's something you guys want to do. Are you guys trying to be more like hands off just the software? Or do you guys want to be more agency where you're helping them with stuff?
I definitely think we like the website model with all the automations and stuff. I've looked a little bit more into SEO, even just like the simple stuff with Yext and reselling that. We haven't really looked into like the Google ads and Facebook ad stuff, so we're not necessarily against it, but we're just in the beginning phases and just ready to get going.
I'll send you my Google ads course. I think that'd be a good thing to offer along with the websites that you do, because you can build a great website for a business, but if it's not generating any leads, it's not going to really help the business a ton and they won't see as much value in it. If they're cool with just, hey, we need a website and then we need some of the basic automations that'll fire off text and emails when somebody fills out the form or books the appointment on our website, then great. But a lot of these businesses will probably want more leads. So you kind of just, if you find those kind of customers, I think Google Ads could be a good one to pitch. And when you guys get your first Google Ads customer, I can help you with the setup and everything too. So if you're not feeling super confident about it, I can help you out. But this course that I put together will give you a good idea of how to do Google Ads. Let me send it to y'all in the Zoom chat here.
Thank you.
But yeah, they're really easy. It takes like 5 minutes to set up a Google ad, and then you just have to do a little bit of testing, a little bit of tweaking. But once you get it good, it's good for a while.
Great.
Was that your last question?
Yeah, I think that's everything for me.
Okay, cool. I'm just grabbing this link really quick. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, like, what are your top 3 ways of generating leads? Are you straight cold calling, or like, what's your top 3 ways of doing that?
So I've done a ton of cold calling, and that's actually been one of my big hitters is cold calling. I've figured out a better method to do it. It's still kind of cold calling, but it's slightly different. So I'll send an email out. I'll do bulk email campaigns first, and I'm sending them out to, thousands of a specific niche. So let's say I just did one recently for nail salons. So I'll send out that campaign to a bunch of nail salon owners, and the email will basically say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Nail Salon owner, whatever, I just built you guys a new website for your nail salon and wanted to see if I could send it to you. And that's like pretty much the initial message. I've got a YouTube video on it that actually goes over the script that I use and everything. I'll put that in the Zoom chat as well. But whenever they say yes, like, yeah, send it over, like we'd be willing to check it out, that tells me, okay, this person's a little bit interested, at least like vaguely interested in maybe getting a new website done. And so I'll immediately send it to them, and I have a pre-built Loom video that's like me recording the screen of the actual website that I put together. It's just a template, right? It's not actually like specific for them. I'm using that same Loom video for every nail salon, but I'll shoot it over to them and give them what they asked for. And then at the same time, I'm just going to cold call them right away. But at this point, it's not really a cold call anymore because they already showed a little bit of interest. And so I found the calls are way better that way. And I'm not having to just sit down and call a list of 100 leads that have never talked to me before. These people have already been in the talks with me. And so it's a way easier appointment set and a way easier sale once they get on the Zoom call. So that's the method I've been using. That's been working really well.
Deal. And then one other question. I have like your script for your like cold calling. Are you using that script almost every time you cold call?
Yeah, it's a slightly different. If I'm cold calling and never have talked to them, yeah, that's the script that I'm using, the one that's in my course, the one that I put on my YouTube cold calling training.
Yep.
But if I send them an email first, the pitch is slightly different. It's, hey, this is Jasper Web Juice. I don't know if you remember me. I'm the guy that's been emailing you about the new website that we built for your nail salon. And I'll say like either yes or no. I just wanted to let you know I sent that email to you. You should have that email with the new website that we built for you, so you can check that out there. Are you guys in the market to getting a new website done? And then I'll just kind of start a conversation like that. But yeah, pretty much the same pitch. And then Facebook groups. When I very first started, I did a lot of Facebook ads. I don't do Facebook ads as much anymore because it's a bit of a hassle at this point, but I would go into Facebook groups. My niche was loan officer, so I'd reach out to mortgage companies, and I joined these loan officer Facebook groups, and there's this one that had like 30,000 people in it. Let me share my screen and show you guys real quick, but there's this new loan officers Facebook group that I had joined. And at this time, I was still in the mortgage industry. I was still a licensed loan officer. I wasn't doing loans and I wasn't working for a company, but I was a licensed loan officer, so it kind of helped in that I was in that industry. But let me see if I can find it. I think it's this one right here. Can you all see my screen here? Cool. I think private group might not be this one. One of these groups here. Let's see. I think it is this one, but I can't find my. Oh, there it is. So here it is. So I'd post something like this. Like here. This was a really good example of one. So I said, hey, just wanted to share some success we're having from Facebook and Instagram ads in our mortgage firm. Definitely can work if you run them the right way. And this worked for me because I was actually a loan officer, but you guys could change this script and change it up a little bit. You don't have to say like I'm in this industry or whatever, but it could work similarly. And I sent some screenshots of some ads we had done well on, or ads I had run and had a lot of leads come from. And this post in this Facebook group got like 250 comments, and it were just a ton of people that were like, I'm interested, I'm interested. So I DM all these people that are like, I'm interested in learning, what you guys are doing for Facebook ads. And then I would send them all the same DM. It was basically, hey, saw your comment on my post in the Facebook group. Just wanted to send you my calendar link. If you want to book a call, I'd be happy to show you what we've got going on with Facebook ads. And so I'd jump on the call and I'd actually show them how to run the Facebook ads. I'd pull up the Facebook ads manager. I'd say, hey, this is how we set it up. This is the targeting we do. Here are some of the examples of the ad templates that we use. And then I would kind of side sell them on the software. So I'd say, all of this is really for naught if you don't have a good software that's automatically following up with all these leads, because you can get leads all day through Facebook, but if you can't convert them into customers, it's not going to be really worth anything. And so I would send them to the software, and then I'd show them, how the software works and all the automations work and how they're already all set up, ready to go. And I give them these ad templates with it if they sign up. And so I'd kind of like side sell them on that call. And from this one Facebook post, I ended up closing like 25 clients. So it was a pretty good one. Anyway, it doesn't have to be this pitch, right? This was mainly for Facebook ads, and then I kind of side sold GoHighLevel, but you could do something similar. You just have to kind of be creative and make sure you don't come off too salesy with your pitch. This one is a little bit salesy, but I had actually previously messaged the admin of this group. So I went to Paul. It's this guy right here, Paul Abraham, and I messaged him and I said, hey, Paul, I've got a really cool offer for loan officers. I'm actually a loan officer myself, and we've been able to generate a ton of leads, get a lot of business with it. And I think it could help a lot of the other loan officers in the group. And then I gave him a free account in return for him letting me post in the group for free. And so you might have to do something like that, where you reach out to the admin first, make sure it's okay with them, or some admins allow you to like pay them a monthly subscription in order to advertise in their groups and stuff like that. But Facebook groups are a great way to find a ton of your ideal niche. Like this group had 41,000 members in it that are all loan officers. So it's like a great place to find your ideal clients, like all in one place. So anyway, hopefully that helps, Alex. Those are kind of the two methods, probably the two best methods that I've used getting clients so far. So
yeah, that totally helps. Just kind of being creative with it and then doing a lot of cold calling.
yeah, for sure. And eventually you could start running paid ads and start getting some paid traffic, but I don't recommend starting with that. It's better if you have some like testimonials and some clients under your belt to back up what you're doing and show to these people. Once you start running paid ads, it'll convert better, and actually have like a following on the pages that you're running the ads from. If you're running like Facebook and Instagram ads, you want to actually have, at least 500 to 1,000 followers on those pages. Because if people see an ad, they click onto your page and then they see, oh, this page has like no followers. It must be like a brand new business. We don't want to work with them. It can kind of hurt your conversion. So having a good following, having some actual content on those pages, if you maybe already go through and post some organic video content. So when people click on your page, when they see your ad, they're like, oh, dang, they've got a lot of good content too. And it'll just help with conversions overall. But yeah, anyway. Let's see, Jacob, I see you're next on the list. Let's jump to you.
All right, sounds good. So our team had some questions about the website building on HighLevel. I guess they were having some trouble with integrating like the calendar features, and they were wondering about like the most efficient way to do it. The question was, for each template you're building, do you make a new sub account for that specific template? Because I guess they were having trouble with getting like the calendar stuff to work on the templates. Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have a whole new sub account. I would actually put all my templates in one sub account and have like, it depends on who you're reaching out to. Let's say you've got a template for construction companies, another one for landscapers, roofers. So you got a couple different templates to the few niches that you're going to be reaching out to. If the calendars were messing up, maybe they were putting the same calendar on all the templates, which is fine if they just have a generic calendar, but maybe they want to create 3 different calendars, which you can also do inside the sub account, and just make sure the automations are triggered off of the correct calendars and they're not all like mixing and triggering off of the same calendar or whatever. That was probably the issue. I'd really have to look at like what their setup was in order to see if it was messing up somewhere, and maybe the calendar setup or the automation setup it could have been. Do you have it pulled up on your computer?
No, I do not right now, unfortunately. I'm not really the one that's messing with it. I'm kind of handling
Okay.
like another side of things, but yeah.
That's
Um,
good. Yeah, I just recommend doing that. Just making sure you can have all of them in the same sub account, so that's not the issue. You can have all the websites, just make sure they have separate calendars on them, like make a construction calendar, landscaping calendar, a HVAC calendar for all the different templates, just to make sure they're not like intermingling. And it's probably mainly just for like testing purposes, right? Or for like demoing purposes. You want to show them, hey, when you book an appointment, it'll shoot you a text, and you want to be able to show that on like the demo calls.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, just make sure the automations are set up right and triggering off the correct calendars, and just create separate calendars for each of them. I think it'll fix the problem that they're seeing.
Okay, that's helpful. And then the only other question we had is one of the niches that we're looking to target is like bakeries. And we were wondering if there's a feature on HighLevel where you can add like a mobile ordering sort of thing instead of just calendars. That's something that's on there.
Um, Kind of. It's not super well built out for restaurants and like food items. GoHighLevel did recently release like the e-com feature where you can sell physical products. So technically you could replace those physical products and create like a physical product for like a food item at the restaurant, and it could work similarly. I've never done it though. So like I'm mainly working with service-based businesses. I don't really work with product-based businesses. So I'd say GoHighLevel is better built for the service-based businesses as of now. They are coming out with those e-com features though. So product-based businesses will soon, it'll be set up really well for them. I just haven't used those features yet, so I wouldn't be the best help for that. But if you jump in the GoHighLevel official Facebook group and you make a post in there, I'd imagine that there's somebody that would like, if you just said, hey, I'm trying to build like a mobile order for a restaurant or for a bakery or whatever, where people can pick the item that they want and then come in and pick it up or whatever. I'm sure somebody's done it, and they'd probably comment and help you out.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you. That's helpful.
Yeah, you bet. Let's see, Oliver, how's it going, man?
Hi, thanks. I'm doing great. And I actually watched this cold email warm calling video that you also mentioned now, and I would have a couple questions to that. So in that video, you showed that you're using this Reach Inbox.ai to send your mails, and then what do you need the dedicated sender domain in GoHighLevel for?
If you're using Reach Inbox for the emails, then you don't really need the dedicated sending domain in GoHighLevel. You still want to have a dedicated sending domain, at least in your agency account of GoHighLevel, because that's the email that'll send out whenever somebody signs on with the software, it'll send the password and everything from that email. But if you're using Reach Inbox, that's mainly for going to be like your bulk outreach. If you're trying to send thousands of cold emails per day, that's where it'll be a better software to use for bulk email than GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel is great for like the automated emails and sending like a few hundred emails a day. But if you start sending thousands, you want to send like thousands or even tens of thousands of emails per day, you need multiple sending accounts to be able to put off that much without landing in spam. And that's where like Reach Inbox excels for cold email. So anyway, if you're just sending a few thousand a day, you could just probably use GoHighLevel and it'd be fine. The deliverability would be just fine. But if you start using like if you want to send out thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of emails a day and do it at a huge scale, that's where I think it'd be better to get Reach Inbox or Instantly or just a different email software.
Okay, thanks. I got it. And then setting up the dedicated sender domain, I set it up on the agency level as you showed in your course. And then honestly, I forgot about it. And then later, I also set it up in the sub account of my agency as well. Of course, with difference. So in the agency level, it's with info, and then in the sub account level, it's with hello. Is that a technical problem, do you think, or is that also fine like that? That I have for the same domain or same website name that I have two dedicated sending domains?
It's fine. Yeah, that's totally fine. You can if you set up info dot whatever your business name was on the agency level and hello dot
Yes.
on the sub account, they're
Yes.
gonna have 2 different emails. You could just delete the hello dot one and you could use the info dot one. That's the one that'll send in the sub account by default unless you set up something differently. But it's just a preference. That's totally fine how you set it up.
Okay, thanks. And just a couple of more quick questions. So again, coming back to this cold email warm calling video. So there you also show a Loom video of a nail salon website, I believe it was. And so yesterday in this same call, you recommended that we should use the templates from Webflow, that they are maybe better than the templates from GoHighLevel. And I think in this Loom video, you also have a Webflow template, right? Because I think the domain name was already like salonwebjuice.webflow.io or something like that.
Yep.
And so my question is, does this mean that you bought the template on Webflow and then integrated it into HighLevel and made the Loom video afterwards? Because yeah, on the Loom video, you already put the chat widget from HighLevel onto it. So I guess that's how you did it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And GoHighLevel can make great websites. It's just the templates that they have aren't the greatest starting out. If you like update them, add different images, add different backgrounds, and like change them to make them look better, then they can look just as good as Webflow from like the basic look of them. The only difference with Webflow is it's really easy to add like the animated effects, like the fades and when you're scrolling down the page, stuff like that. And the SEO is slightly easier to do on Webflow. It has like a lot of SEO features that you can easily plug in all your keywords and things like that. GoHighLevel has it at a basic level, but in order to do higher level SEO with the GoHighLevel sites, you do have to add in some different tools and extensions and things like that to really optimize them. But that's the biggest difference. You can make really great web, like anything you can see on like online on a website, minus those fade effects, you can do and build and GoHighLevel. It just takes some like editing on those basic templates that they have.
I see. Thanks. But no, honestly, I think I would follow your recommendation and get the templates from Webflow. But then that's how you did it, right? That you buy the template on Webflow and then integrate it into GoHighLevel.
Yeah, and the Webflow templates are usually like $50, and some of the more expensive ones are as much as like $128. Those are like the most expensive though, and it's just a one-time purchase. And once you buy them, you can use them and duplicate them. And we don't just use the templates because a lot of them have like filler text and like lorem ipsum text and stuff. So we do like add to them and change images and things like that just to make them look custom before. And then yeah, we integrate GoHighLevel's forms, calendars, chat widget onto the site. We embed them through embed codes, and then that's the ultimate video that you saw of me like showing the nail salon website.
I see. Thanks. And if a lead already has a website, but the website I'm offering is better, then they have to give me access to their domain or the hosting service to their GoDaddy account, and then I can just change the DNS records to point towards my website. So I can change their website if they give me access to their, for example, GoDaddy account, right?
Exactly.
Great, thanks. And just two more quick questions in your live closing call video on your course. So of course that video is cut, so you wouldn't show the information of the person. But then how do you book the call with the prospect so quickly? So you call them on the phone, then they give you their email or their phone number, and then parallel to having your phone, you also open your laptop and then immediately schedule a Zoom call, or how do you do it?
Yeah, you just need their full name, email, phone number in order to book an appointment in the GoHighLevel calendar. And so I just book them, like I'll open up my GHL calendar, it's called Web Juice Consultations, and I'll book them in on my end. I don't send them the link and let them book in. Sometimes they'll forget about it and they won't end up booking. I'll just do it for them. And then that calendar has automations that trigger off of it where it'll shoot them a text. Hey, thanks for booking. Here's a confirmation text and email, and it'll send them the Zoom link. And then it'll send them reminder text and reminder emails before the call starts, just to remind them, make sure that they show up. A few things to help with those show rates though, because if you're cold calling, show rates typically aren't the greatest. You're probably going to see around like 50% show rates, which is not very good. But to get that show rate higher, maybe 60 to 75%, have them while you're booking that say, hey, that confirmation just sent over to you. Go ahead and add that to your calendar while I'm booking this in real quick so that you have it on your end as well. And I'll have it saved on my end. So if somebody books it in on their calendar that they use, maybe their Google Calendar or their iPhone calendar, then the show rate will increase significantly. But where people start to like not show up as much as like they don't book it in on their calendar and you only have it booked on your end. And yeah, you can send those automated reminder texts and everything, but if they have it booked in on theirs, I've noticed the show rates are a lot higher. And then also just set good expectations like, hey, we're not going to try to sell you something that you don't need. We really just want to see if this would be a good option for you, show you what we've got going on. And if you like it, great. If not, we can part ways, and just make it sound super low pressure. That's another thing. You don't want to like pressure people too much that they feel like they're jumping in on a sales call that's going to have a closer that's going to be trying to push them into doing something they don't want to do. And then another thing is just make sure you set the appointments same day or next day. Like if you book them out further, the show rate will drop significantly as well. So try to book same day if you can, next day, worst case scenario.
Okay, thanks. I'll keep those things in mind. And one last question. So would you send also if someone signs up and they want it, we signed up on the Zoom call, they enter all their information and everything, so they actually pay for it. Do you also send out a contract, or do you use contracts at all? I think that wasn't so clear for me from your course. So like in what context would you use contracts, or yeah, do you need them?
I don't use contracts if the customer is cool with paying the normal price, like if they're cool with the $2,000 or $3,000 setup fee and the $197 per month or whatever package they go with, then I'll I won't do a contract with them. I don't want to like lock them into anything and make it more high pressure than it has to be. Because it's already a very sticky service in and of itself, like offering a website plus the software, because you're getting them in hooked with the website, they will almost never cancel on you. I've been doing the websites for like 8 or 9 months now, and I've only had a handful of people cancel because they just completely went out of business. They were just new startups and they were wanting to try out their new business and it didn't work out. And so they're not going to need a website, obviously. But for all the businesses that are established and have been in business for years, none of them have canceled in the past 8 or 9 months. So like it's a very sticky service. If they cancel, they lose their website. So most people don't want to lose their website, especially after they paid a setup fee for it. And so anyway, it's already really sticky. You don't necessarily need contracts in place. But when I do use a contract is if a client's like, hey, Jasper, the $2,000 is a little bit steep for us right now. Like we could really only afford like $1,000 setup fee. And I'll try to push and see if that's really their pain point or their objection, because sometimes there's underlying objections. But if it comes down to it and that's their actual objection, it's like really just price and they don't have the money for it, I'll say, hey, normally we don't do this, but if you'll sign in on a 12-month or a 24-month agreement with us, we'll discount that setup fee for you to the 1,000 if you agree to work with us for longer through an agreement. And I'll send that over to you and have you sign that. And so I use it as kind of leverage to get the sale to go forward and for them to for sure like work with us for a longer period of time. And so that's really the only times that I'll use those contracts, more as like ammunition to make the sale.
I see. All right. Thanks. That's it from my side. I really appreciate the help. Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see, Zach, I think you were next.
What's happening, man? Appreciate you doing these calls. So I'm very new to this. I've been using a white label version of GoHighLevel for like a year and a half, and I'm still blown away at like they're just like a perfect example of like giving 10 times the value of what they charge. So it's like very clear to me that there's a big opportunity here, but I'm in this sort of zone where I have clientele for my social media marketing agency, but a lot of them know what GoHighLevel is, and they also kind of know the pricing, or they will find out one way or another. So I'm at this like standstill where I'm like, okay, do I try to white label GoHighLevel and sell it at like $97 a month, which is what Tanner Chittister, the white label version I use, sells it at, because then it's like a direct comparison to actually just using GoHighLevel? Or do I just go after a completely different market outside of my audience that I already have and charge more and do like the $2,000 setup fee and then $200 a month? So I'm just kind of in this standstill because I feel like people who don't know about GoHighLevel already, you can charge so much more and the value is still there. Like you're still providing so much more value than what they're paying. But what I don't want to do is there's like this coach kind of in my industry who charges $500 a month for GoHighLevel and like a $2,000 setup fee. And a lot of the people under him like found out about GoHighLevel and they're like, what the heck? Like, I feel like I'm getting ripped off because my friend is using GoHighLevel and they're paying $97 a month. So I guess kind of my question is, and I don't know if I'm getting shiny object syndrome or what, but I almost just want to go to a completely different market, like brick and mortar businesses, and just start selling there. Or do you think it's just better to just double down on the audience that I already have and maybe not charge as much as I could if I went to brick and mortar?
I would probably do the latter. I'd stick with what you already got going on. It'll be a bit of a learning curve if you do it the other way, just working with a whole new industry that you've never worked with before, and you've already got a really good audience on social media. So I don't think it'll matter that much if you charge $197, because your white label version will bring more value than if somebody went and signed up on the $97 plan of GoHighLevel and had to set it all up themselves and do everything themselves. And they get access to you, which is the real reason people will go and buy stuff from you versus somebody else, because they're like, dang, Zach has, hundreds of thousands of followers and he's got all this really big content that's blown up and got millions of views. Like they want to work with you because of that. And so to have the software on top of that and have access to you as their coach or whatever as part of your coaching program, I don't know exactly what you're offering with that, but they'll buy from you because you'll have set up the software for them specifically. Maybe you've added some automations to it that are pretty like high level, no pun intended there, but just high level automations that they would take, tens of hours to set up themselves and tons of research and tons of YouTube videos. So there is value in selling it yourself. And yeah, you don't want to charge too much where people are like, oh, I could just go sign up for the $97 plan when I'm paying $500 for this white label version. Yeah, that's a pretty big price difference, but 97 versus 197, I think people will pay that difference to you all day, every day to your white label versus just go high level straight up. That's my opinion of it. And if people are like, hey, Zach, we want to do what you do, and they figure out about the white labeling and all that kind of stuff, and they find out they want to resell Go High Level like we do, just send them your affiliate link and get them as an affiliate of you, and you'll still make a commission that way. So
Got it. Okay. And then I'm already kind of running around with my head cut off because I've got like 220 clients for the social media marketing. So I'm like taking on another thing where people are reaching out, hey, can you change this on the website? Hey, can you change this automation? Like stuff like that is a little intimidating to me. Do you outsource all the support in tech, or do you do that all yourself? Did you hire in-house, or did you outsource to like a third party? And kind of what are your recommendations there?
I have my own guy. I hired him from the Philippines, and I just made sure to put the prerequisites for the job posting. I hire off a website. I'll post it in the Zoom chat. It's called onlinejobs.ph, and that's where I've hired all three of my VAs. One of my VAs does web building. He builds all the websites for our clients. The other one does SEO and Google Ads. And then the third one, he's my my Go High Level guy. He knows how to set up the accounts, do all the automation. And I pay him, I'm trying to think. I pay him $6 an hour. My website guy, I pay $12.50 an hour because he's a really high level website builder with Webflow. And then my Google Ads guy, I pay $4 an hour. So anyway, you could easily find somebody for $5 or $6 an hour. They're just dedicated to you and your customers. I've noticed, I've really never used them, but I know there's some third-party white labeled support companies out there that help specifically with Go High Level, and they do your onboarding calls for you and stuff like that. I don't know how good those services are. I've heard people say like, oh, they're not super like dedicated to me because they're working with all these different agencies. And so if you have your own guy that can do all of it for you, and there's plenty of guys on this site that I just posted there that know Go High Level really well, you can just hire your own guy in house and pay him $4 or $5 an hour and just have him dedicated to you. And that's the only guy that I use for, I've sold this to over hundreds of people. So anyway, he's my only guy, and he's been able to handle all the customer support and little things like that. He just works for me full time.
Got it. Okay. That helps a lot. So I guess another question is, when you're saying, hey, I created you a website, love for you to check it out, how much work are you putting into like actually, how much work are you putting into the website before you like show it to them? Because you want it to be like good enough to where like, they're like, oh, this is good, but you don't want to spend a ton of time if you don't know you already have the client, if that makes sense.
Yeah. It's very minimal. We just use templates for the most part, and we do change if they have like the lorem ipsum text. We do like go through, use AI to like write the copy for the site to match that niche. And then sometimes we'll change some of the images around if we think there are some like better images that we can put on there. But
Pretty minimal.
I'd say 30 minutes to an hour to make a template look really good. And then you're just using that same template. It just takes the one time to set it up, and you're using that same landscaping template for every landscaper that you reach out to. You don't have to actually like change it and rearrange it for every person. So it is a little bit of upfront time investment, but once you get it good, you can use that same one for everybody.
That's the one thing with me is I'll have to make a custom one for each person. Cause like most of my clients, like they're all over the board. Like we got podcasts, we got life coaches, we got relationship coaches. So I'll probably have to do it a little bit differently, but
and those are still sub niches within like the agency model, like
right.
or within the coaching model, I guess. So if you have like, there's 5 different main types of coaches or whatever that you're working with, then just build those 5 templates. And yeah, there might be a little bit of changes you might do right before you shoot it over to them, but it'll reduce the work. Yeah, take a little bit of setup time, but after that, you can just use those 5 or however many templates of niches that there are.
Okay. And one more quick question. I imagine you have different price plans. Do you have a YouTube video on like pricing? Like, does one include just a website? Does another include like automation, email, SMS, all that stuff? Do you have like a video on that, or is there anything you can say on that?
Yes. I'll just share my screen with you and show you all this real quick. So this is a funnel that's in my snapshot for my affiliates. So I can shoot this over to y'all, but basically $9.97 setup. And I'm really probably going to change these prices and up these prices because we just got an influx of like 8 customers in the past like week. And so my website guys like having trouble keeping up with all the websites that we're setting up right now. So I either need to hire on somebody else or just up my prices so that we're not getting as many clients and just, only get I'd say I'll probably set up my basic price at like 2,000 and go up from there, like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 setup from here on out. But this is what I've been doing for the past 8 months. This has been my pricing. And so $1,000 setup, 2,000, 3,000, the size, the setup fee is based on the size of the website. So we base that on how many pages it has. So this one gives them a 3-page website, this one a 4-page, this one a 5-page, and any additional page above 5 that they want would be an additional $250 on top of the 3,000. And what I mean by a page is like homepage, about page, contact us page, booking page, and blogs page. That would be 5 pages. So that's like pretty typical for most websites. And then what it offers are the features below. So on-page SEO, SMS, and email marketing, and that's what they're paying the monthly subscription for, is like all this stuff down here. So they can be intermingled. Like if they want the $2,000 4-page website on the $97 plan, then they can do that. Like it doesn't have to go with the plan that's right above it. But anyway, that's kind of like how everything, you could take a screenshot of this or a picture or whatever. But yeah, this is what I offer and the features that are offered with each plan. So this is my more done for you plan. That's why it's more expensive. I'm going to be setting up and managing an AI chatbot for them, doing their SEO updates on an ongoing basis, running Google ads, Facebook ads if they need it, but typically we're just doing Google ads these days. Weekly newsletter, which my VA does, and then I'll do 2 monthly Zoom calls with them, just like marketing consultation calls to help them with anything marketing related that they need in their business. So yeah, that's my offer right there. And I've changed this a little bit over time, but this is what I've stuck on recently. And like I said, I'm thinking of upping them a little bit more, but you guys could easily start at these prices and get lots of customers at this cost.
Awesome. Appreciate it, man.
For sure. Let's see, Kiara, how's it going?
Hey, good. I have a couple of questions here. I'm just in my notes. One of them is, can we import a Shopify website to use HighLevel, or is that not possible?
You can build Shopify-like websites in GoHighLevel, but you can't import a Shopify site into the GoHighLevel website builder and start editing it inside of GoHighLevel, because website builders are built off of different code and different software. And so you can't really hook them up together. You can integrate the 2 of them. Like if you wanted to capture leads on that Shopify site somehow, usually Shopify sites are going to be buying, physical products like e-commerce, but for whatever reason, maybe you want to put the GoHighLevel chat widget on that Shopify website, you can do that. You can take the embed. I'll share my screen and show you real quick how you would do that, but it's like this. So let's say you've got that Shopify website, you would just go into GoHighLevel into your sub account. That's for that, that business, whatever that business is that's doing that Shopify store. You would go to chat widget right here under the sites tab, and then you can build this chat widget, customize the color of it, the message that it says, whether you want to do a live chat or just an SMS chat, maybe you want to collect emails from people as well as phone numbers. And this is what it's going to look like right here. And then you can go up to the top, save it, the way that you like it, and then click get code. And this is a code right here. You can just click this button, copy code. And then you can take this over to the Shopify store inside of Shopify, and you can paste that code into the header of the site, and it'll put the chat widget at like the bottom right whenever somebody loads onto the site. And so people can like not only shop and buy the products, but they can also now, ask quick questions that they have to this business, and all those messages will come into the conversations tab right here. So anyway, that's how you can kind of integrate. You can do the same thing with forms. Like if you build a form inside of GoHighLevel that you want to put on a Shopify site, you can build that form right here. And then you can, once it's set up the way that you like it, you can click integrate, copy the code there for a form, and paste the code anywhere on the site that you want that form to pop up. And then you can do the same thing for calendars, but you probably wouldn't put a calendar on an e-com site, but maybe a form and a chat widget you might.
Yeah. Okay. And then, so if I can put a form, then I can also use automation, right? Because it would be fed from that form.
Exactly. Yeah. Since it's a GoHighLevel form, when somebody fills it out, the automations work exactly the same way. If it was a GoHighLevel site or a Shopify site, it doesn't matter because it's the same form we're embedding from GoHighLevel. So yeah, it'll trigger off those text messages, those emails, whatever you want to send in that automation sequence.
Okay, cool. Thank you. And I also have another question. So I was building websites before I found out about HighLevel. So I have clients that I've built websites for, but I never charged any management fee. So I guess I want to go back to those customers now that I have something better to offer them. What do you feel would be a good offer? Mind you, some of them might have built a website, say 3 years ago, so they could use also a website redesign. Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, I think it'd be great to go back to them if they're like, you could just reach out to them. Hey, has anybody been thinking about getting like their website redone or revamped or anything like that, or looking for anything new they want to include on that site? just to kind of get some interest in people that you've already worked with will be much more easy to land as repeat customers because they already know, like, and trust you. And so, yeah, I think that'd be a great approach. And then you could start charging them a monthly subscription, because before you weren't really charging any monthly upkeep, but you weren't giving them GoHighLevel, right? But now you have GoHighLevel and you can give them this suite of software tools along with the website. It kind of works as the back end of the website where all the leads will flow through and have those automated follow-ups. And so that's the value that you're bringing now. And that's why you can justify charging, $100, $200, $300 a month. And it's not just a hosting fee anymore. It's now, hey, we're giving you this whole software along with the site that'll help you run your business and automate a lot of your tasks and follow up. So yeah, I guess I don't know if that answered your question, but that's what I would do.
Okay. No, that's great. And then would you ever use Facebook ads to sell HighLevel, or just cold calling, emails, that kind of stuff?
I've never had to. Like, I've been blessed to have good, consistent business without having to run paid ads. I know I probably could scale faster if I did run paid ads, but I'm pretty content where I'm at. Like, I only have a certain number of guys helping me out, those VAs from the Philippines. And so if we scale too fast, like I already told you, we got like 7 or 8 clients just in the past week. And so it's an overload of clients that we've gotten. So anyway, you don't want to scale too fast where you can't keep up with all these website build outs, because websites can take anywhere from 7 to 14 days to actually have completed, with the back and forth from clients, and they're always going to be nitpicky about little things. And so it's never going to be perfect on the first rough draft that you send to them, unfortunately.
For sure.
But yeah, so paid ads are a great method. Like, that's how a ton of agencies have grown. I don't know. Let's ask Zach about this. Zach, have you ever run paid ads, or do you do all organic stuff for your agency?
I do all organic. I've actually thought about running ads to GoHighLevel, but it's really interesting because I don't see GoHighLevel running ads. But then again, I don't think they need to. So I think one avenue that you could possibly try is to make ads work. You need like a really sexy offer. So if somehow you could position your pricing to where it's like a really sexy offer where it's like, we will build you a website and do your email and your SMS and a newsletter and this and this. And if you hate it, you pay nothing, or something like that. Something that's going to get them to click, because there's so much noise when it comes to Instagram and Facebook ads that in order to stand out, you have to have a really attractive offer, which I think GoHighLevel in itself is pretty attractive, because, I mean, just to give you some context, when I paid for my first website, I paid 50 grand. So like business owners who are getting reached out to by like typical web developers who are doing it like custom code, they're getting quoted a lot. So I think there is some opportunity to run Facebook or Instagram ads. But again, I haven't tried it myself. Maybe something to just test out. But that's kind of my 2 cents. I've done everything organic, but I'm trying to kind of merge into Instagram and Facebook ads, and I think GoHighLevel might be a good opportunity there.
Yeah,
Thanks for that.
Zach's a good resource because he's got tons of followers on his Instagram. What, do you have like 100,000 followers or more?
Yeah, so I grew an account to 250K. It got hacked, started over, grew on to 150K. Then we sold it, and then I just started my personal account, and I'm at like 88 or something. But yeah, Jasper's crushing it on social too, though. So give yourself some credit.
Not as much as you. I don't have that much experience. But Kiara, you've got a pretty big following on your social, don't you?
No, well, no, it's just 10,000 for now, but
Still good,
yeah, trying to. I didn't really put as much emphasis as I probably should have, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna do that now.
No, that's still great. You could definitely grow your brand off of 10,000 followers. No problem. You can do it with 0 followers realistically, but yeah, if you started posting, what do you post on your social already? Do you do like fitness type stuff? Is that who you're targeting, or like coaches and fitness consultants, stuff like that?
Actually, no. So I'm a bodybuilder, which is why I like the fitness, but I have a supplement brand that I'm starting on the side with someone else. So that's why the fitness. And I've actually never done any marketing for fitness people. It was just kind of ironic. But so most of my clients have been construction, financing, so like loan officers, HVAC, that kind of stuff. So yeah, so now I'm like, I guess I'd like to hone in onto that. But I think the messaging too is something I'm a little bit unclear with as well. Because there's so many things to talk about with HighLevel. So then I don't really know what to really hone in on, if that makes sense.
The big one is going to be leads. Like Zach said, having something that's really flashy, an offer that hits on people's pain points. And the biggest one for most businesses are like, hey, we'll help you generate more leads and get you more customers from them. So that's ultimately what GoHighLevel does. That's like the ultimate purpose. Everything that GoHighLevel does flows into helping businesses get more customers. And that's the biggest solve that it does for businesses.
Right.
So I think having that as like the headline of your ad or the 3-second hook of your ad would probably do the best. It's impossible to say though, because you just really, if you start running Facebook ads, you just need to do a ton of testing. Like you need to test ad A versus ad B versus ad C to Z. Like you need to have 20 different ad templates that you're running. Take the time to actually set up all these different creatives, maybe film 10 different videos that you can run as potential ads and use different hooks on all of them. And if you do that, you can't fail. Like if you just test and do a ton of testing, you're going to see which ones are converting the best, getting you the cheapest leads, the best click-through rates, the best conversion rates. And so after you do all the testing, you'll be like, all right, these ones suck. These ones are really good. We're going to stick with these ones. And then you can start testing different variables instead of just the creative. Then you can start testing the headline, the text that goes above the creative, and keep the creative the same, changing the headline on each of them and test 5 different headlines. And then once you find the best headline, then you can test the best sub headlines. And like, there's so many different variables you can test on Facebook ads. And so you'll definitely have your work cut out for you. And that's why I've kind of moved away from Facebook ads for doing it as much for clients. It is quite a bit of work to make it profitable. But if you're just doing it for yourself, like, and you have the time to put in and create those creatives, or you can pay somebody to create them for you, then it's really just the testing. That's what it comes down to.
Cool. Thank you. I just have one more question, if that's okay.
Yep.
I wanted to create a little demo and I guess send it to some of my current clients. Are there maybe like 3 things that you would focus on so that I'm not, listing 100 things and overwhelming them?
For what's the niche again? Construction.
Yeah, construction, mortgage, a lot of interior design. So a lot of home services.
Are you wanting to do the websites for each client? Is that like kind of the big push or?
Ideally, but some of them just did a website, say a year ago or half a year ago. So I kind of want to have the option of both.
Gotcha. Trying to think of like, it depends on your offer, but I'd say the big 3 might be one, the website, if that's something you are going to be offering to a lot of them and just future clients going forward, the website. And so you could have some sort of recording of the website template, maybe that you put together for that niche. The second is the automation. The automation's a big one. It's a very interesting topic for a lot of busy business owners. So like, oh, if I can automate stuff, it can save me time and ultimately get me more customers. So you just need to make sure to hit on, hey, it's not just automation, and don't just go in deep like to the automation, because no one cares about like all the little specifics. They want to know what that's going to do for their business. And so, hey, this is going to help you save time, get more customers for your business. It's going to send automated text, emails. We can automate even voicemails to your customers or to your leads to ultimately get them to convert into customers of your business. And then the third one, I don't know, maybe reputation management. So, hey, we'll help you get more Google reviews for your business, which will help grow your presence organically, ranking you towards the top of Google so more people can find you organically, and we can just build your long-term brand. So I'd probably say those 3: website, automations, reputation management. And part of the automations, you can automate those Google review requests that send out. So automation kind of is the basis of GoHighLevel that helps run the entire system.
Cool. This is super helpful. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. Anybody have anything else? I know I think we talked with everybody, but if anything else came up, feel free. Right on. Cool. I recorded this call. I'm going to start recording my Zoom calls, these group calls, just so I can use them and cut them up and maybe use them for like, hey, if somebody else asks me this question sometime in the future, I can just like send them this quick video of somebody else asking the same question and how I answered it. Is it cool if I use you guys on these clips or potentially use it for my social media and stuff? Would y'all be cool with that? Okay, awesome. Appreciate it. I'm going to be out of town next week. Zach, were you going to say something?
I was just going to say, like, another option that I could possibly pursue is not have to deal with this headache and just refer them to you to just do their website and their landing page and funnels. If that's something you're interested in, do you have an affiliate program for that?
I don't have like an official affiliate program, but I have done it with a few people. We'll chat about it later, and I'll see if it'd be worth it for me with where I'm at, with the current customers we have, and if we'd have time to fit it in. But yeah, we'll talk about it. All right, cool. Well, y'all can book more calls with me. I was gonna say I'm gonna be out of town next week, so I won't be doing any calls, but after that, I'll be completely free for pretty much the rest of the year. So y'all can book 2 calls with me a week and just text me like anytime y'all have questions. So happy to help out. Okay. See you guys. Yep.
See you later.
If you're looking to start your agency with GoHighLevel, you can get my website SaaS Masterclass down below. We talked a lot about it in this video where we build websites for local businesses. We also give them software and charge a monthly subscription with it. And if you want to join these free Zoom calls twice a week, you can sign up for GoHighLevel with my 30-day free trial link down below. Or if you already use HighLevel, you can upgrade through my link to the $297 or $497 plan. Appreciate y'all a ton for watching this video. I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.